Welcome to the Adventure Brothers podcast. A couple words from our sponsors today are Morse Block Deli. Catch them in Barrie, Vermont, which is central Vermont. You can get yourself something awesome to eat. Literally, you cannot go wrong no matter what you get. I recommend the Granite City sandwich with bacon or the shawarma. It's a veggie shawarma. You can also get meat added to it. Your preference. Madera Outdoor. They are an outdoor gear company. It is springtime fully, summer for some places in the U.S., but spring has just barely hit Vermont. So get yourself a hammock and maybe a nice hat. Other than that, we can catch you on the episode.
We're live.
All right, yo, what's going on, guys? We are catching you from Hubbard Park in Montpelier on a Sunday. We just got back. Well, he picked me up this morning, and then we went to the co-op in Montpelier, which is an awesome place to pick up some food. Some people say it's pricey, but
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's a sacrifice I am willing to make. We basically just got enough to eat right now. We didn't really do grocery shopping. We got breakfast sandwiches.
Sausage, egg, cheese.
Yeah, sausage, egg, and cheese. They have an amazing sausage. I was telling him too, Morse Block Deli is where I eat most of the time, and they offer sausage on Sunday brunch, but not really throughout the week. So I don't really have access to that if I want it. So it's cool for me when I do have the opportunity to snag it up rather than some bacon.
Switch it up.
Out of bacon, ham, and sausage, what is your
Ham.
ham?
For
It
sure,
is?
yeah.
You've always
Honest-
been,
yeah.
like, your nickname was Ham Bone.
Literally ham bone. I think it's because just seeing it get cut off that big ham piece.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's
That's what's up.
the shoot.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We had, you remember the Thanksgiving that you went to? Or not actually, yeah, it was Thanksgiving. Up at Big Eddie's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything at that table was from there.
Oh, wow.
All the greens,
Grown and everything.
everything. Even the pig was raised by the Cones, our family
Dang.
friends.
Yeah, they spent, like, just under $1,000 on, like, a garden.
Who did?
They did.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah. I think they definitely put in a lot of work
Yeah.
for it because that was when they were, like, raising it. So they had to.
Mhm.
That was crazy. Watching him turn the soil, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of potatoes.
Amazing.
Hundreds of pounds. You can take a potato, cut it into quarters, plant it, and it will grow. I don't know how many per,
Yeah.
like, potato, but it'll grow. Like, let's say one potato probably turns into 10 pounds.
What?
Yeah. That's how you plant potatoes.
I mean, I kind of knew that, but what?
Yeah.
I want some potato, bro.
Right?
French fries. Imagine mass producing your own French fries.
Yeah. This is a problem that I don't really know. So I know somebody that cans, and they like preserve all their food. And if you get the setup for it, you end up having to either sell it or give it away because you end up getting more food than you actually eat or produce.
Dang.
Their basement is full of like 10 years worth of food.
Shit.
10 years
Yeah.
of just canned beets, canned pickles,
Mhm.
canned potatoes, canned meat.
So,
like,
I mean, doesn't it turn into profit then, in a way?
yeah, it does.
Not even, like, mental profit, too. Like, giving it to people is a good feeling,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would like to definitely have my own system, like, reciprocal, so that,
Yeah.
like, each year I know I'm getting this much, including, like, hunting food, too.
Mm-hmm. It would definitely be nice.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
You'd have a
It's a-
higher level, like,
It's a good goal to go for.
base.
I know a few people who have, like, quote-unquote root cellars. And that root, you know what? One of my goals in life, literally, this sounds so trivial, but it is one of them. I want to hand dig a root cellar. I don't know why I want to do that.
Hell yeah.
That is literally in my DNA. I want to physically, with picks, shovels, supports, I want to dig like a...
I'd be there.
I would say like 12 feet from like door to back.
Yeah.
And then...
Bro, it's raining.
It's raining a little bit. Yeah, it seems like it might not. It seems like it might sprinkle.
Hopefully, yeah.
Do you want to just put something over it real quick?
That's so fun. Hey, we're outside, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think I said that we're in Hubbard Park.
Yeah.
But if people didn't know, that is a park in Montpelier, Vermont, up behind the State House. There's a couple different ways to get to it. I personally have had a lot of like solo experience in these woods. I used to come here a lot.
Really?
Yeah, when I lived at Nanny's.
Yeah.
It was really easy
I heard
for
you
me
talk about it a bunch.
I would catch the last bus out of Montpelier, which is like a 7:15.
Wow.
So I would come after work. I would get out at like 4, and I'd ride the bus right here, and I would just hang out up in the woods until like 7:15, which doesn't sound like a lot, but some days I would do it on the weekends, and I'd catch like not the first bus in the morning, but like the third bus.
Yeah.
So I'd come in at about 7 o'clock and leave by 7 o'clock. So like a 12-hour day in Montpelier.
That's pretty crazy. Every time I'm here, dude, even if it's for like half an hour, I meet someone.
Oh, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a poppin' place comparably. In Graniteville, we don't really. I mean, you do see people, but
yeah,
the places that we go, you don't really have to.
True.
You can just.
It's not expected to say something high here, but like, they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tap on your shoulder.
Yeah. Other than the breakfast sandwich, we got some chili, and we got some
Black bean chili.
tea, some unsweetened. I forget where I put mine. Kimball Brook, organic, green tea with mint. That is definitely my favorite kind that
they have. A lot of different kinds, don't they? They have like.
Yeah, they have
hemp.
Yeah, they have like CBD.
Yeah.
And then they have lemonade with lightly sweetened with maple syrup.
I was gonna say there's CBD maple syrup, dude.
Wait, they have CBD maple syrup?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I had a little container, like those little liquor bottle ones.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like,
What'd you do?
it was definitely. I just put it right on pancakes.
Yo. Syrup sponges?
Yep.
I don't mind pancakes, but
these were good, but yeah, I don't really prefer them. But it was good. It was definitely. I don't notice it.
right.
CBD doesn't.
Do you
anything.
taste the weed in it?
No.
Because I know that when I drink like a CBD coffee, I can taste the weed.
Really?
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's not really like.
It tastes like weed.
Really?
It does. Yeah.
I haven't messed with it much.
No, I've had some edibles recently that were so low percentage that they didn't do anything, but I could taste the weed.
I had to stay at someone's house because I couldn't drive.
Oh, for
off
real?
of an
Recently?
edible. Yeah.
Wow.
It was one of those like.
Big bars?
Yeah, like TKOs. Or
Oh
whatever.
man. How much did you eat?
The whole thing, man. It was like 9 squares.
$3.50.
Yeah.
That's $3.50.
I planned on eating.
That's a Joey Diaz.
Dude, couldn't drive home.
How long did it take?
Half an hour.
And it was gonzo?
Gonzo. It was crazy. I didn't expect it. I thought I was going to drive home. Like, I literally had plans.
You had to stay at their house overnight?
Bro.
Were you able to sleep?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Was I able to stay awake was the real question.
That's so true. I guess in my mind, I don't know why. I've never had edibles do that, so I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have like an experience, but I don't know why I think about like just being so high that you can't sleep, but that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, people say that. People say they throw up. Like,
oh yeah.
I really don't understand any of that. I just lose. I lose.
You lose your
myself.
Yeah, dude. I saw somebody the other day who was high in the store. It was so funny. And granted, I've been this guy, but like just trying to order and just like changing up your order and adding bacon to everything.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude.
Bacon is a stoner's friend.
For sure. Can I get extra bacon on that?
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever you'll put on that, can you put double? I'll pay for it. Like, that's great.
It is great. You're coming from like the customer service side, you definitely can tell when people are high.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've been talking recently just about our own
endeavors.
Yeah, our own endeavors and where we see ourselves going in the near future, say like 12 months from now. And we're gonna be doing the podcast for a full year. We've committed ourselves to doing that, which I don't have the exact date on that, but that is a that's like 6 months from now that we'll continue doing this once a week. But I don't know. We don't know right now if we're gonna continue after that. How's it going? Pretty good. And if we end up,
Hey, pup.
hey puppy.
Hey, puppy.
Oh,
No,
it's
you're
all right. No problem. Have a good day.
Word. It's fast.
Yeah, we don't really. We obviously this podcast is a labor of love. We never really expected to make a bunch of money off of it. Not really any money off of it in our own minds. Like
A digital journal is how we describe it.
Yes, exactly. A digital journal is a really good way of putting it. But what it's turned into, or not what it's turned into, but what we've realized that it is we only have one day a week where we can do something productive towards our future.
With each other, yeah.
Yes, with each other towards our future. And what, in the end, it really comes down to what we need to make money. And it sucks to say that. It doesn't suck to say that because it's just the world we live in. But if we really analyze our hours and our hours of free time, I think that a lot of our free time should be going directly towards creative things that that we can profit off of in order to eventually get the lifestyle that we want to live. And the podcast at this moment, it just takes up a day, where we could be making music.
Yep.
Making
music, writing things.
The way that we described it is like we started this podcast with the thought that we would go on a bunch of adventures.
Right.
But and have it be interesting. But we're just normal people. We have 9 to 5s and so when we use this one day to record the podcast rather than go on adventure, it's like we have time for one and not the other.
It's like the last 20 episodes have been about us
just
wondering about mountains.
Yes. Where we've yet to actually I mean, I've climbed
we did
mountains.
the long trail. Like,
yeah,
we've done past.
Exactly. We have the gear to do it, but we don't have the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, I don't have
the money.
Yeah, and the time off of work and like.
Yeah. I just lost my job.
Yep.
Shout out to me.
Shout out. Yeah. Yep. We just have some things that we're trying to figure out, which I think what I was telling him earlier before we started this podcast is you guys are our fans. I mean, you guys are our listeners. Whether or not you're a fan or not, that's up to you. But we do feel obligated to have an open communication base with you.
Yeah.
Communication is the core of any relationship.
Yeah.
Any relationship, if you are communicating well, you can accomplish things. And,
I used to disagree
forward.
with that until like now.
Yeah.
Like I became aware of that.
It's all about. I mean, just one example is like the second job that I'm currently holding. The first job that I have, it pays for my bills, and it allows me to eat. Like I make enough off of one job to do what I want to do in life, but a second job is frosting on the cake, and that money is really good, and it can go towards creative endeavors that I can hopefully like perpetuate into a lifestyle.
That's all it is, like building it.
Yeah, and my point on just saying this is that I had a talk this weekend with my boss of the second job, and I thought to myself, I was like, they may want weekends, they may want more hours from me. I have to openly, from the get-go, tell them that, like, what my hours are.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't work for them, I have to be okay with them either replacing me or it just not working out. But the communication is the important part of that.
Yeah.
And without it, you're just kind of left in the dark.
I used to, like, make... You know how when you're in a relationship and you don't want to communicate, so you kind of make them hate you, so they do all the communicating?
You like force them out.
That was me with every person, every situation.
Do you think that kind of happened with this job?
Oh, yeah.
You think that you just
100%.
waited, like you didn't communicate
all
the way
until
up until
the
last?
End? Yeah.
And then that communication was like,
I
out
sit
the
there
door,
and
buddy.
Eat myself alive. Like, I literally think
not
of both
saying anything.
in my
head.
head.
Was PJ, bro.
Yeah.
PJ would say, he would talk to himself, and I would like hear him. And he wouldn't say anything to the boss.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was really hard to see. Because I'm somebody who, the communication is such a, like, people lack it so much.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. I have friends that, I mentioned this on the podcast before, but we're sitting down to eat, and the place that we're eating is very, very busy. It was Kay's Corner. And we needed our bill.
Oh yeah.
And this, like, literally, I'm sitting there with 9 of my friends, and I am the furthest one into the booth. And all of them are talking about, like, oh my God, like, can she please come over and, like, get our bill? Like, can she give us our bill? Like, we're trying to go. And I just, like, I'm like, dude, do we want our bill or not? I literally just said that. I was like, do we want our bill or not? And they're like, oh, yes. Okay. And I just speak up. Hey, can you get our bill, please? Oh, yeah, no problem. And it was that easy. It was done.
Everyone was happy. Yeah.
Everybody's happy. It just blows my mind that so many people are. I don't know what it comes from. I really don't. Maybe it's just like.
I don't give things answers, though, you know? Like, I can't give that an answer.
No. Well, no, I don't think I could either. I definitely have. In my mind, I want to figure it out. Like, I'm trying to think my own hang-ups.
I think that's. Everybody has that, you know.
Maybe that's a default, because I know personally that where I learned not to care about somebody's reaction when asking for something or otherwise, that came from my dad.
Yeah.
I grew up with him not having a vehicle, but not being afraid of asking somebody for a ride or asking somebody for something if he needed it. And I don't have like an exact thing to like pin it down to, but it was just the experience of seeing somebody ask for something, and even when it's a no, it's an okay thing. Like, everybody moves on. You're not gonna not become, if you ask somebody for something and that ends up you guys not being friends, you guys should not have been friends in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't ask them for something or ask them to not do something, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't, I guess to boil it down, if you can't communicate to the person, you should, like, what are you doing?
Or how
are
about
you both
this?
Just fucking faking it along the way? Like,
I know, dude. Well, are you speaking to the person trying to communicate? But what about the people that can't even accept communication?
Right. Yeah, I think it's definitely a two-way street. Yeah, communication it is 2 ways.
Yeah.
You have to be able to reciprocate communication.
I think it's hard because, well, it's not hard. Let me restart that sentence. I watched The Godfather, and he didn't say anything to anybody.
Oh,
and that was during a time of my life where I was trying to become something that I wasn't. So
you wanted
that was me. I literally wouldn't talk to people. I wouldn't.
You were just
being the
quiet guy.
Yeah, I don't care if I like, not because I'm shy. People thought it was because I'm shy. It's literally because
you are shy.
Yeah, or is it because I don't feel like I have to prove myself?
Well, yeah.
100%.
So, I mean, just speaking on you personally, you know the pictures of me when I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm a cheese ball.
Yeah.
I'm still a cheese ball. Yeah. There's things that we carry over that are like either genetic personalities or just personal personalities. True. And I mean, you have always been quiet. It's not that you can't break out of that. It's just that may be your default.
True. Or I mean, yeah.
And to be honest,
from outer perspectives, that's what it seems. To me, it seems there hasn't been something interesting enough to break out of that for.
Right.
Or whatever, you know? Like, I'm not shy, but I'm not trying.
Right. Well, no, there's a good medium, and you don't have to be like Johnny. You know who I'm talking about, the guy at the gun show. You don't have to be him.
Oh God. No.
But also it's you know
sometimes.
What? You know where I grew the most is when I actually think about what other people see of me.
Yeah.
Like, how am I communicating with this person, and how are they perceiving it? Like, trying to put my mind in their mind, and then trying to adjust my behavior in order to be a more likable person.
See, but I do that in the Godfather sense,
where you're like, oh, they want me to be quiet.
I want to be seen as like, wow, that guy's mysterious, like mysterious,
stern and mysterious. Yeah.
Maybe.
Right, but I think you should also think. I mean, I'm not saying this is exactly correct, but sometimes if you are the quiet one, maybe not as approachable.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like there's just like there's pros and cons.
Yeah, it's different. I'd change like water.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Be like,
because like at the Taylor farm, I'd totally be, yeah, what up, hey, hi.
Right. Jump in the truck, jump in the front, hold the beer, like, yeah.
But then like with a girl, I'll be like, yeah, I don't care, I don't know.
Right.
You know, like
different in relationship. Yeah. Well, you also got to figure too. We're both young. But being an older brother, I know the leaps and bounds of changes that I've made from your age to my age.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just 4 years.
Not even.
It's crazy. Just the amount of change that you can actually like go through. whether that be through experience or finally learning.
Yeah.
Like, just finally, I mean, to kind of change tones a little bit, like our mom, literally this morning just got the call because she thought she pulled a muscle on Friday, and this muscle that she thought she pulled is like right next to where she had like
lymph nodes.
Yes, where she had like a biopsy to see if she had cancer, and it ended up not being cancer, but that's like the area that this was in. And then she found like another lump, and the lump is still undetermined on what that is. They took x-rays, but when she got blood work done yesterday, her doctor called her today and said that her blood sugar was 430, which is crazy high.
Dang.
Our grandmother gets freaked out when it's in like 190, like 200 range. So essentially what that means is that our mom just found out this morning that she has diabetes. And that's a serious thing.
Yeah,
like,
you can't come back from it.
Well, it can go into remission where you're essentially like you don't have to take insulin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I only did brief research today before you picked me up, because it was like we found out at less than an hour before you picked us up.
That's insane, yeah.
Or before you picked
That's
me up.
such bad timing.
Yeah.
I mean, it always will be, but
it's crazy. Like, I guess like I don't really know what kind of point I'm trying to make, but it's just the fact that maybe you should just put a little bit more thought into things. And her specifically, like, I guess maybe I brought it up for the, like, people changing. She's already talking about, like, making positive lifestyle changes.
Yeah. And they're simple. And
it is.
There's things that we've probably
changing
seen.
habits.
Yeah.
Doing things. Our sister's getting really healthy. Well, she is, like, she's been, I don't know.
She's aware of it more.
She's aware of it more, and they're working out, and they're actually, like.
Yeah. It's also the age. Like, this is the age where they start that.
Yep.
So to us, it may seem like it should have been happening.
Right, but it's almost like. Yeah. Our mom has not been healthy her whole life.
Water for the first time in a decade. 2 decades.
Yeah, 2 decades, and she hasn't drank water our whole life.
And she drinks it in the form of like
coffee. That's how she gets her hydration. It's coffee. She drinks it day and night. So maybe this is a positive thing, and maybe it can turn into something like not so
blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
That's what getting fired was for me.
Was like you realizing?
Just seeing now I know there's so many more opportunities.
Oh, there is.
And I didn't clearly see that, I guess.
Yeah, thinking that you're stuck.
For sure.
That feeling of being stuck sucks.
Except I was stuck.
You were kind of stuck in a different way. Yes, I know.
I work with family too much.
Yeah, you do. Dude, I've told you this, but when I started working at my pottery job, it's like that changed everything.
I was Sodexo. That was my first job. So like I kind of went through
Which
that.
one?
Sodexo. It was it was cleaning.
It was the Norwich?
Yeah, Norwich. Yeah. That was cool because I would talk to students a lot. Like.
And you had I don't know if you probably didn't. Did you have like an exact time that you got out?
I mean, kinda. It was relatively the same.
It was, yeah.
I would do it.
But that feeling of like, not like opposite of what you were working at the food job.
Oh yeah.
Where it was like I can't leave until I do everything here. I really, really, really appreciate a job where it's like I go in at 10 and I leave at 4.
I don't think I've ever had that.
It's awesome, dude. It literally changes like. Because then you have like an exact time to look forward to.
Then you can like see your reflection and pause for a second or something. Like,
exactly.
I wouldn't even
time your lunch breaks in order to break up the day.
Bro, I would skip my lunch break.
I know. Mom said that you would just shove a Larabar in your mouth.
Yeah, dude, the whole thing, and then just be like, all right, second win,
chug ahead.
Second half of the day.
Yeah, I know a couple people in food service who. It's honestly like, it's heartbreaking sometimes. This one dude, I don't want to divulge too much, but this one person was, he's just trying to eat. He hasn't been able to eat all day.
Yeah.
And every time he goes to like make himself something, somebody walks in the door and he has to like make the next sandwich. And then that time that spanned from that person walking in will then lead up to 2 or 3 more people walking in, which is 3 or 4 sandwiches.
And that's half an hour.
Yes, and then half hour goes by and more people walk in, and literally what happened, it was like from the start of him trying to make a sandwich, it was 2 hours later. And this was from this time that I showed up. So who knows how long he's been trying to make a sandwich all day.
Yeah.
And then finally, dude, you can see how exhausted he is, and he's just he finally gets to eat a sandwich and hello.
I know that hustle.
Yeah.
The
job that I have at the pottery, it's literally just I have a 20-minute lunch break whenever I want to take it.
Dang.
And I just set my timer. I relax.
Make it back in time.
Yep. Just hang out. I can go leave. I can go out for lunch. I can
I used to have 15-hour days at Norwich.
Oh my God. At Norwich.
I would literally go in at 7, get out at 9.
Yep. I think that
I would have 2 hours though in between.
That's cool.
Where I would nap.
Yeah. Hardcore nap.
Yep.
I've learned some things from you as far as like saving and purchasing things that will have a long-term value because honestly, I was not in a good space my first job. Dude, I was roofing my first job.
Oh man.
And you know the theory or the concept that we've talked about where if a job really, really stresses you out, then you tend to overemphasize relaxation.
Yes.
And sometimes that relaxation involves substances. Some people use alcohol. I was smoking pot way too much. And so literally the first job I had, roofing, making like $300+ a week, and I have zero physical objects to show for it.
Wow.
Every single thing, every single dollar that I made went towards something that didn't last, either weed or food. Literally, just weed or food.
Consumption.
Every single time. I would buy just the biggest bag at the end of a week, and it was like,
yeah.
it was
I
crazy.
guess, dude, that's definitely the two things on my mind at the end of every day.
Was like what you would get.
Yeah. Like, am I gonna eat or am I gonna smoke?
Right. Well, your first job, I guess I should clarify that for the listeners, is you basically you only spent this is what I remember, so I may be wrong, but you spent one paycheck over the course of like 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the rest of that money you saved towards the computer that you still have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, you're right. Which 5 years later.
And that computer is still running, and like that's what I mean about things that last. I didn't have that. I never grew up with budgeting. I didn't even grow up with money in the house.
I know.
I had never even seen a $20 bill. That's so sad to say. Like, when I think about like the, quote unquote the wrong side of the tracks of a city, we definitely didn't grow up in like a metropolitan city, but we grew up on the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah. You know what's weird? I live on where we grew up. I live on the other side of a road. The other side of that road now. You know what I mean? So now I live on the other side of that road, and
you just see it.
Yeah, I see it. I literally see the difference. Yeah. I'm literally on the outside looking in, and it's fucked.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, so many people are going through that right now, and they don't see a way out. And it's sad to say, but most people won't make it out.
True.
And it's just kind of like the rags to riches story.
Yeah.
Some people, it's just like rags.
You're so right.
And sometimes it's like riches. Like the rich get richer, but in our case, we're trying to basically build a ladder out of this hole. And it's like when I say rags to riches, right now in our life, we're doing better. Like obviously, I work. Our parent, like mom, works now. She didn't work when I was younger, but now she does. And
you know what sucks? We have to wake up every day in order to afford to wake up every day. And and we're happy with that.
Yeah,
we're like right now. We're literally being proud of that. Like,
right. I would love I don't know. I honestly don't know the solution. I don't know if there is one. I believe there is a solution. I'll just say that. But as far as how to get there or whether or not we can achieve it, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Like as America, as like, it's crazy, dude.
Oh, to like get out of that. Well, yeah.
Just get out of the cycle that we're in, where everything is so over. It's expensive.
Capitalism.
Expensive is relative.
Yeah. Wow.
1 hour. So like, let's just take. I don't know. How do I even phrase this? $900 is rent.
Yeah.
Minus utilities.
Right.
At $10 an hour, that's 90 hours.
So you need to work 2 weeks in order to pay for a month of living.
Right. And that's at a job that every day you're gone. That's a full-time job. And that's with the assumption that that's available in your area for everybody in your area. If you think about the hood, there's a reason the hood has a problem. There's no jobs.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
The economy.
What are they going to do? What are you going? So like, let's say for instance, let's put ourselves in the position of somebody in a hood type environment.
J. Cole.
What if today? What if you weren't, like, you don't have a job at the moment, you're in between. What if you couldn't get another one? And what if you got kicked out?
I would be screwed.
Screwed.
Within a matter of minutes.
Minutes, right? And then how many days would go by where you weren't able to even afford food? How many days would go by before you have to do something? You know?
Yeah.
Like the human biology
Right.
of like, I have to drink, I have to eat. Like how many days before you get drastic?
2.
Yeah. And they're literally living in it. It's not just one person either in the hood. It's an entire community of people all in that same boat, dude. And now picture this. Picture you don't have a job, you don't have an income, you don't see a way out, and you have all the time of a week with all these other people.
Yeah.
You start scheming.
For sure.
You start thinking of ways. You start getting together, and you start oh, we're gonna.
You don't procrastinate.
We're gonna go knock the windows out of this house that's abandoned, and we're gonna make it a trap house. We're gonna start cooking up drugs in there. We're gonna start selling the drugs, or we're gonna start doing credit card fraud, or we're gonna start robbing people.
Dude, and
like
within the first day, you have hundreds.
Yes, and then as soon
hundreds.
as you get the first taste of that, and you're like, there's literally it's not even that they're not getting a job; it's that there isn't a job.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Dude, Jonah Lucas, I'm not racist.
Yes.
They explain all of this
Perfectly.
Yeah.
From the white perspective and from the black perspective. There is it's powerful. There's I don't know. It's weird. I see a crisis. Obviously we're in a crisis. I don't know a solution. It's not that I don't see that there could be a solution. I just don't know one.
Yeah. And I don't think it's not even like we're just 2 kids in Montpelier, Vermont right now. Like we're not going to have a solution.
Yeah, it's hard. I really the government. When I say the government's stealing from us, it's not like exactly that, but they are using a mass amount of our money that we pay into
taxes
for $200,000 warheads that they're using to blow up a single person.
The press of a button.
$200,000 for just a single person that they deem an enemy, like overseas.
Yeah.
That hasn't.
Has it been like that like forever?
Dude, yeah. Well, since Iraq after 9/11, which is arguably just a fucked up mess, like just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's hard to say like that. I disagree with everything.
I wish us the best. I hope for the best. I just see the worst. Like I don't.
Same. Hey, we're just being real.
I honestly see a recession coming, which is just a bad news, bad news bears. Like I don't know. Hopefully it all works well, and like day to day, like you said, like we're doing fine. Like,
it's maintainable.
It is,
and it's set up, I think, in a way to
just barely be maintainable.
Yeah. Like a trap.
Right.
But the people out of it, like the people that climb that ladder and build that ladder, like shine. They're shining. Like in a classroom,
right?
The ones that are better, or whatever you want to say, whatever word you want to put on that.
Yep.
Shine, and they they get out of it. It's kind of like that.
It's crazy to me because I just had this like visionary thought where it's almost like they're showing us these people who have made it as like glittery objects to distract from the millions that haven't.
Yep. Celebrities.
Yeah. And even I'm talking even J. Cole and the people who have made grassroots movements that are actually doing well. It's like, yes, they're doing well, but how many millions under them aren't? J. Cole actually says it. I got millions of fiends, but none of them are rich.
Yep. He even talks about his boys. He can't even get his boys out of it.
Yeah.
Because of their mentality, dude.
Dude, I've thought that too. Like, I'm not to his level in any way, but I've thought about if I got to his level, how could I physically help my friends that are truly down and out and overly using alcohol and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I've came to the conclusion that I don't know that I can help them, and throwing money at them is not going to help them. It
would just show them more pleasure. Like
our cousin, this is a slightly different case, but our cousin, he was injured as a child, and there was a settlement that happened where it was like it was actually $50,000, and when he turned 18 he got access to that money.
Wow.
Yeah, it didn't take long for that to go.
That's sad, bro.
Literally, parties in New York City. Yeah, parties in New York City, like cars, vehicles. Like,
if I was handed like $10K right now, I would. That would be all I need.
Invest.
That would be all I needed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It'd be nice, man.
It would be. I think, it's obtainable.
Yeah.
You just gotta find out. You gotta find yourself. get yourself to a point.
And yeah, figure out what you want to do. Figure out your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, let's jump back to the things that we do want to do. When we wrap up, I do see us wrapping up the podcast at a year.
Really?
Yeah, putting it on hold.
Yeah.
And dedicating that time, that space, for our creative projects, which music, dude.
I know. Or maybe, I mean, yeah, we're saying that now, and I agree with it. But we could easily just like hit a grind spot where
it's just super
it is
efficient.
just an hour. Like this is just an hour every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Post it, not even have any thought after that.
Right. Just like keep updated and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows where we'll be in 6 months? I know 6 months from now ago we were in the midst of winter and it was just like
yeah.
Writing is something that I want to really, really crank out. It's a huge goal for me to write a young adult novel. I think that I can do it. I think that I can do it well. I think that I can reach a lot of people by doing it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
6 months ago, I couldn't even make an instrumental.
And now
Now I have 70.
You have 70?
Yeah, kind of.
You just crank them out?
They're not all like laid
finished
out, but yeah.
Not like, yeah,
I
groomed.
got intros, hooks, like chorus spots.
That's cool.
Like that.
Dude, you should email me some.
I will.
I'll start writing to specific ones.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because I do write, but most of it's like just a generic beat that I find.
Yeah.
Or not even a beat at all. I just think about these words.
Ooh, the bass booming thing we made.
Oh, yeah. The bass
I played
booming.
that for some friends.
That's cool.
They freestyle on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you leave the booming part in or no?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just play it.
That's cool.
I'm definitely trying to like come up.
Well, yeah. The podcast is great. I really do. I like it for the digital journalism part.
Yeah.
But music reaches millions. Books reach millions. Like, I'm trying to reach millions.
Me too.
Millions.
Dude, we're gonna write. I picture us writing stuff. Like shows will be written about us probably. Like.
We can be those people.
Yeah, I want to be. Yeah. Like I'm gonna strive to be, and I'm also telling everybody that I'm gonna be right now.
Fuck yeah,
so,
buddies!
I gotta be.
That.
Gotta be.
Yeah. On some other news, I've been kind of getting some new gear for just like hiking purposes and whatnot. Do you know when the R1 is gonna be in?
Tuesday or something.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't
good,
take long.
I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. Patagonia R1.
Yep, that's I made the jump because I've been wanting it for a long time, ever since the Long Trail when 72 told us about it.
Yeah.
And
that was right on J Peak.
Yes, and he shows us. He's like, yeah, you can. He folds it up and makes it his pillow if he doesn't use it at night.
Man.
He like folds it in on itself. A couple other like I bought the R1 hoodie. I'm actually, I don't know. I'm gonna buy a new gun pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy the Glock 48.
Glock 48.
It's a single stack, 9mm, and it's a slimline gun. I've been like bouncing around which one to buy because I am gonna buy a new Glock, but when it comes down to it, that's the one for me because I'm gonna be carrying it in the backwoods a lot, and I need something. A Glock 19 has like 15 in the magazine. This one has 10 in the magazine, and the reason why I'll carry it is for bear. That's like my main priority, and 10 shots is plenty.
Especially this year for some reason.
10+1.
All I hear is
bears. Yeah, bears are out. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's that's the right choice for me, personally, with that firearm. Just a lightweight backpacking. As far as like clothing gear, I want to get new shorts. I'm not gonna get these one pair. I will recommend them right now. Fjall Raven. It's like FJALL Raven. Cool. It's what Brandon has recommended to us.
Oh yeah.
It's like a high-end gear company. They have some really nice stuff. I'm gonna just buy some polyester pants or shorts for the time being. I
dig polyester.
I like these pants that I'm wearing right now. They're trekking pants. They have a hole in them, not very large, but I want to get this repaired if possible.
It'll probably last you for life, bro.
Yeah, probably not life, but at least a couple more years.
Yeah.
The bottoms are wearing out.
Life, 60 more.
Yeah, right. There's certain things in my life though that I will not these pants, but these shoes I'm definitely gonna keep. I want to frame these shoes just like old basketball players do with theirs. You know how many miles I put these through, dude?
Dude,
every single step of the long trail was done in these.
And work
shoes.
for 4 years or 3 years.
These, well, it'll be 2.
2,
yeah. They're at a point though where I do have to replace them. There's a couple holes in the shoe box or in the toe box. There's one in the mesh on the top. Actually, 2 in the mesh on the top, 1 on each shoe. I just need a new pair. Maybe I'll even, I don't know. I should go up to the gear exchange store and find out like what size would be absolutely perfect for me. Because these ones, I think these are a little big.
Really?
Yeah, just barely too big.
I wonder if I'm gonna grow still, bro.
They say you can until you're 25. It's possible. It's not likely.
Yeah.
I think I've grown an inch in the past like year or 2.
I think if you're active more, you grow more.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely
That's my opinion.
And you shrink over time.
Yeah. My uncle, dude, he grew 3 inches after moving to a warmer state.
What?
At 50.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think his back just straightened and he became more.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that's definitely possible. Where
3
he was
inches.
like a hunch could definitely account for like 3 inches.
Yeah.
I know that I hunch more often than I need to or should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about like 6'1", 6'2". My dad's shorter than I am.
Really?
But I never thought about him as short. He's not short. He's 6.
Yeah.
He's like 6 foot, but
my height.
Yeah. I don't feel tall until I'm next to somebody way shorter than me.
Yeah.
I just feel like normal height. And then I don't feel short until I'm next to somebody who's like 6'5", 6'8".
You think that's true for everybody?
Oh yeah.
What if everybody just feels the same?
It's possible, but I think short people really like. You're not short.
Oh, you notice it, yeah.
Oh,
I bet it's easier to balance.
Short guys though, it's just. There are like, I'm not saying women won't date a shorter guy, but they're like, let's say that. How do I want to phrase this? If you're 6 foot, I'm being broad with this, but if you're 6 foot and 80% of women are shorter than 6 foot, I don't know if that's accurate, but then you could theoretically like they'd be fine dating you.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get down to like 5 foot, and then there's 40% of women that are shorter than you, or 30%, then your chances, dude, it just sucks. I feel so bad.
By default, you're screwed.
The funniest image ever, especially in Vermont because we have a lot of truck drivers, like people who drive big trucks, is a short dude getting out of a big truck.
Yeah.
You see them literally step out, and the top of their head comes up to like the tire.
Dude, I had a football coach that he was like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's driving this big
giant Chevy, black Chevy, and he gets out, and
his head doesn't even come up to the bed of the truck.
The whole football team literally just start laughing every day.
That's funny.
He would walk underneath his.
What do you do? Do you get an
mirror.
F-150? Do you get like? Do you get a mini truck?
You get a Tacoma. You get a Ranger.
You get a Tacoma. That's or a Ranger. Yeah. I want to.
A purple one.
I want for a truck. I want a Tacoma. I think.
Yeah, they're nice. All my friends have had them.
Nah, yeah, I think I want a Tacoma. I want a Toyota for sure, but
yeah, they go everywhere, bro.
Get a
Toyota
lift
on it.
Yeah, Toyota for a truck and a Subaru for a car. Those are what I want.
Honestly, same. They're the most reliable.
Right.
Around here.
Yeah, they're definitely Vermont vehicles, without a doubt. It turned out to be pretty nice.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Clouds went away. We got some sun out.
Sprinkled for
the bugs
3
are
seconds.
coming out. Not entirely bad, but definitely noticeable.
We got like 15 minutes.
Word. What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Whoever's beeping is like.
Wow.
They're literally just holding on the horn and just going like, "What the hell?"
I don't know.
That's crazy. They literally like.
I wonder if they heard that.
They possibly could have, but I doubt it. We just heard somebody like hold on the horn and drive like at least a mile. That's crazy. Yeah. Have you been listening? I know it's not our music episode, but have you found anything notable?
Logic's entire album.
Oh, okay. So you're onto it?
Definitely.
Word.
I dig it.
I've listened to it once, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I just like how super unexpected, dude. Will Smith.
That's cool.
Like Gucci
Mane.
Mane.
I liked his verse. He was cool.
His dad.
Yeah, his dad's on it.
Yeah.
Is his dad just an intro person?
He's an outro too. He doesn't.
Okay.
He
doesn't rap.
Not really. No. But he says some stuff, inspirational.
Okay.
That's funny
cool.
stuff. He's funny.
Yeah, Logic is awesome.
Yeah.
I just told you the triple extension. I don't know how you technically say his name. Because I've heard it XXX Tentacion.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's supposed to be triple extension. That makes the most sense. But I've been listening to some of his stuff.
On interviews and stuff. Yeah, you can look it up.
Sometimes he says just triple X though.
Yeah. So that's how people know him.
Just triple X.
Yeah, or X nowadays.
X. Yeah, X. Did you see Lil Wayne's dedicated video to him?
No, I saw their music
really
video
good.
together.
What?
I saw their song together.
It's featured.
Yeah.
It's like Lil Wayne featuring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually from my understanding, I don't know if this is true, but I think that Triple X recorded the hook before he passed, and then he passed, and the song hadn't been released yet. And then I think Lil Wayne kind of did like he kept the same hook, but he did like a different verses to basically dedicate it to him.
Oh, sweet.
It's really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's worth a listen.
The music video is pretty sweet too. I didn't actually in depth listen to it. I should.
Yeah, it's definitely good. It's funny to me because Lil Wayne on this song in particular is trying to be a little bit more mainstream, but he still has. He's like a metaphor genius. Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne's uncomparable,
awesome.
like in his own way.
Right, and so if you listen to some of like, it's heavily auto-tuned, but if you listen to some of the things that he's saying, like the lyrics, it's really powerful. It's cool. That's actually where I thought that it was triple extension because Lil Wayne in the song says triple extension, like as like a rhyme and as like a, I don't know, like as an homage verse or line to him. But yeah, I just found some of his music and it is really, really good. Like Chris D'Elia had good things to say about him.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely talented. He can sing like a bastard.
Yeah. Dude, I have something else to mention too. I want you to watch this, I think, because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just the headspace that I was in at the time. But last night, you know the song Freebird?
Yeah.
You know the solo at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, reaction videos are really popular. I personally don't really watch them, but sometimes they come up in my recommended feed.
For sure.
And, dude, I ended up clicking on this one because it's this, like, black guy. I don't know where he's from, but he's, like, popular for the reaction videos, and he does a reaction to Freebird. He's never heard it before in his life.
Wow.
And, bro, okay, this is how hard I was laughing. Okay, get ready. Dude, my face was so contorted that I felt the crow's line that old people get, like right here?
Yes.
That part was cranked up like a fucking croissant, bro. My eyes were cramping. From my eyebrow to the bottom of my eye, it was cramping up, all closing in my eyes, and I was yelling, laughing like, "Wah!"
Cranked up like a fucking croissant.
I couldn't even believe it because, first of all, I've heard the song, but I don't think that I really appreciated it before in my life. Like, I think I'm at a point right now in like musically where I know what the fuck went into that song.
Oh yeah.
And dude, he is reacting, and he's like, this is what's so cool about it. I really recommend you guys going to check it out. It's just look up Freebird reaction video, and it's
probably the first one.
You'll find it. Yeah. It was done like 2 weeks ago or something. So, I guess the most notable thing to say about it is in the beginning he's like looking up the lyrics, and he's like, okay, it's about a breakup. But it's about this guy just kind of sleeping around and just being like, you can't change. Like, I'm a free bird.
Yeah.
And this bird you cannot change. And so the first, like, half of the song is very calm. Like,
bird you cannot change.
And so that's calm. And he's like, okay, I'm feeling it. Because that's what rap's about a lot of the times. It's like, look, I'm on my way, and look, it's not you, girl, it's me. Like, don't worry about you. Like, it's my fault. Like, I gotta go and be free. And then there's a switch, and this switch is at the end where that solo comes in, bro. And it's just, oh my god, I can't even replicate it. It goes hard as fuck, and you know it's Freebird, and you just see him completely like into it, right? And he's like, holy, and like. And like literally 5 minutes in, he's like, holy fuck. And he pauses and he's like, what kind of breakup was this? He's like, what did he go through to be like, to feel like this at the end of that breakup? And dude, it just gets funnier and funnier, like his reaction, because it's genuinely the craziest solo ever.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
It goes forever, bro.
Ever. Dude. And when it does go forever, he eventually just gets worn out of like headbanging and reacting, that he just gives the camera like this crazy look as it's still going hard. Yeah, as hard as it can possibly go. And then finally, it fades out. And you will, like, watching the video, you're exhausted because, I mean, attention spans nowadays with music, it is not this. And I love how they end it too because it's so artistic. Basically, the idea, in my mind, my interpretation of it is, I'm going to tell you this story, and then, yes, I am going to go. And this whole solo is how I live my life.
Whoa.
And that solo goes hard as fuck, bro. And then when it ends, it doesn't hard stop end. It doesn't end with lyrics. It fades out as if you can hear him just riding off away from you. And so you, the listener, you just watch it like it just fades out. And he doesn't even, like, it goes so fucking hard that the dude giving you that look in the camera, not even reacting for the last like 2 minutes, he just stands up. He takes off his headphones. He walks to the door, opens the door. He looks back one more time at you, not like no like head shake or anything, just looks at the camera, turns back around, and walks out the door and closes it. And that's how the video ends.
That's insane.
Dude, he's just like, oh, man.
My dad used to DJ.
Oh,
yeah.
He
used to put that song on when he had to go take a shit.
You told me that one time. Yeah, dude.
It gives you enough time, bro.
Freebird, dude. It's such a good song.
Yeah, it is.
That's great.
I haven't heard it in a long time.
Yeah. I've definitely, I don't think I've heard it all the way through.
Like, really.
Like that.
Or even paid attention to. I think I pay attention differently to music now.
Me too.
Than I ever have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the elements a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me like not like a lot of music because I'm like, oh shit, this sucks.
True.
They're using generic rhymes. They're using generic, like, I don't know. Maybe generic rhymes are fine in some cases.
It's all the story, I guess. Dude,
it is
for me. Yeah.
It's like, how much of a story can you make with both the instrument or the beat and the lyrics that you're giving?
Yeah.
And the timing and spacing in between shit. Like,
it's crazy when you say it like that because I don't look at it like that when I'm making it, but to think that that's everything, I'm doing all that.
Oh yeah.
Like.
And if you do think about it while you're making it, you'll have like
it would be better.
Yeah. Same thing with books and when I started learning about novels and writing and like timing and spacing and rhythm, I mean, this paragraph has great rhythm. When has it like a casual reader ever just said that? No, dude. But as I'm writing, I'm thinking like, I can't repeat this word. I have to try to find a way to combine this sentence with the next sentence. So I use like in between words like but or so. Also, like all these different things. And maybe like, does it sound different if I switch out the context? Like I say that he did this and then that. It's
I remember like being taught about all that. Yeah, they used to have us write down like all these transition words.
Yep.
And then you would just switch them. Like,
yep.
I'm definitely lazy about my work because I could be using all those.
You could be, yeah, and looking it up and like reteaching yourself.
Shoot.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I am constantly, if I like specifically with something creative, like dude, even as simple as abstract art. I love abstract art, as in like I love making it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look it up. I'll be like, what does it take to make abstract art? And I try to deconstruct it, and I try to look up other people who have done it. And like, man, dude, because you have access to that. The internet should not be underestimated in any sense. You have the Library of Alexandria at your fingertips.
Dang.
You literally have the world's information.
That used to be something that you would literally have to go on day hikes for.
Not only that, you didn't have access to, bro.
Yeah.
There was a time before the King James Bible that only the priests could read the Bible.
Wow.
It was written in like Latin or something. So us as the general population, they were telling us what it meant.
Dude, I can get Siri to read that to me.
Yeah, Siri, read the Bible.
What?
Yep. Yeah,
out
dude.
in the field. Like,
I mean, I guess like my takeaway lesson for this episode is like, just plan and realize that you have access to more than you think you do.
Yeah.
And
mine is take the extra step.
Yeah, take the extra step. Don't be discouraged. The amount of time, I think, like, we get too caught up in thinking that, not that we're going to die, like, right off, but we think, like, oh, I don't have enough time to do this.
Yeah.
But no, dude, if you double your age right now, guaranteed people have lived that long. So you should not X yourself out.
I think what it is for me, with the whole time thing, I plan ahead too much. Like, I'm thinking about, at least when I had a job, I was thinking, like, oh, I got to wake up tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And I've...
Instead of, like, right now, like, what can I do when I get home?
Like, it would be... like, I call it work mode, but I wouldn't get out of the mode when I was out of work.
Right.
Like, I would constantly
You're still
be like,
in it.
oh, I got to clean up this so I don't have to later.
Yeah.
But I want to relax right now or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you there. What are we at? You think this is...
We're at 50.
Okay.
52. 54.
Yeah. I think that it's basically like what you tell yourself and just realizing your own hang-ups too. Like, for instance, one hang-up that I have right now that I'm trying to, like, deal with is my routine for unwinding is it's like a 3 or 4 hour routine.
Yeah.
And sometimes that involves, like, playing a little bit of Xbox
for sure
when I get home. But ever since I've been working these 2 jobs throughout the week, I don't get home until like 7:30, and then so I go through the same routine, but because instead of, like, when I used to get out at 4 o'clock and starting my routine then I would be okay to fall asleep. And when I say okay to fall asleep, I don't mean tired, because I'm tired as fuck when I get home at 7. Like, I could go to bed at 7, but because I have this routine in my mind where I want to, like...
You want to do so.
Yes, I want to do this. And sometimes I'm just like, I literally don't have the energy to do what I want to do. And what ends up happening lately is that I'm not getting to bed, like, physically falling asleep until 12, until midnight. And what that ends up doing is making the next day of work feel much longer because I'm more tired. And then
slower.
And then what happens is I get home at 7:30, and it happens again. And I just repeat this cycle where I'm, like, making myself overtired. And what that ends up doing is, like, when I wake up in the morning before I go to work, I don't want to do anything.
Dude, I wouldn't so much feel the tiredness, but I would, like, notice it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm always consuming something. Now that I don't have a job, I slept all day. I had no ambition.
You did?
Like, I couldn't get myself up, but, like...
You didn't know what to do?
Yeah.
It just, like, felt weird?
It was super weird.
Like, yeah, like, that is funny to say because today's Sunday. Yeah. Like, tomorrow I gotta go to work.
Right.
And, like, what are you gonna do, buddy?
Wake up.
And I don't mean that in, like, a negative way. I mean, I mean that in, like, you should think about it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. Like, before you you get that other job, like, you gotta do some things. Like, application is on your checklist.
Resumes and stuff. Yeah. It's already, I mean, this day and age is super easy, especially at my age.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know I'm going to go get a job.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, it's not a hang up, really.
No, it isn't. It's just like a...
But it's definitely, you got to think about it.
Yeah, it's a lapse.
Yeah, it's a bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, we're good.
Yeah, dude, maybe, like, I don't know if you do this as much, but I think you should put some emphasis on, like, relaxation in the sense that, like, if you're driving by the quarries, just stop for an hour.
Yeah. I did that last summer a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a good idea.
I definitely should. I mean...
It's what I described earlier about just coming to Montpelier.
Yeah, true.
I've never had a car, bro, so any of these adventures that you hear me do, this is all on foot. This is all me just, like... And you have access to, like... Instead of driving this way home, I'll drive this way home.
True. It is stupid stuff like that. Like, I crave different things. Like, dude, I'll leave at midnight and just turn on my music and drive through dirt roads.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's exactly
my music. Like, I'll play my instrumentals and just cruise. Like,
yeah,
stuff
dude.
like that.
That's good. That's a really good thing. Like, just making sure
but it's
that
all
you're...
late night.
Like, getting a proper amount of, like, recharge.
It's the balance.
Recharge is so important.
For sure.
I find myself, like, what I just described, that's basically me not being able to, like, recharge properly. Where I'm just like a drained battery all week.
The way that
until
you would
the weekend.
Like.
Yeah.
Like, picture this. You're going through your whole day and all you did is earn money for yourself.
Right. Like, here it is Sunday, and I'm hyped, I'm charged, I have energy, all this stuff, but tomorrow is when it starts to leave, and then I don't get it back until the following weekend. Yeah. It's crazy. It's such a system.
I refuse to live like that. Like, I may sound like a dick because I'm young and I'm, like, saying I'm not trying to live like that.
Well, no, dude. I understand you because, you know, the whole, like, American trope of the father gets home from a long day. Like, I never understood this, bro. I literally never understood this.
Yeah.
I didn't have, like, the best father figure ever. Like, he didn't, like, work, you know, and shit like that. But, like, picture this. This is what they said. Or this is what is depicted in movies. And I get it now. The guy works like, let's just say, let's break down a day. He wakes up and he goes to work. And you don't see him. Then he's working literally like a 10, 12-hour day. And he gets home and he just wants a meal on the table.
Yep.
And he may be a dick. Like, it may be portrayed that he's a dick, and then he just eats, and then he watches TV, and he goes to bed. I never understood that. Yeah. That is such a simple thing. I understand that now, bro. That's, like, 100%. I get home, and I literally feel like I need to sit the fuck down.
Yeah, there ain't shit.
I need to eat.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, the piss part, me personally, I'm a lot more calmer of a person, but I get it. Yeah. You're fucking pissed.
Definitely fucking pissed.
I'm fucking pissed. And I also get why people don't get it.
100%. Dude, we never had coexisting parents growing up. My closest friend right now has coexisting parents.
Yeah.
Dinner on the table every night.
Different, dude.
Super different. It's making me realize so much shit.
Oh, yeah. Probably making you realize what you want to do. Like,
it's also making me realize, like, I've been alone without a mom, I guess, you know? So, I do a lot more on my own than I thought I did.
Right.
Like I would be the wife staying at home cooking.
Oh yeah,
not really, but you know what I mean. Like, I've done that for myself.
Right. You're not opposed to doing that.
Right.
Like, yeah.
So, like, my story built it so I would be able to do that. I would be a different man than someone else would be. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. Definitely. Yeah. It's and taking your lessons and spinning them in a positive way. Because you can't. I mean, none of us can choose what kind of scenario we were in
dude. Like, we were an egg and a sperm.
18. Yeah.
Simple as that.
In a random fucking on a cosmic rock. That's so crazy.
Yeah, bro. Wow. Like, and then you get to take.
Here we are.
Take what you want.
My consciousness just took a seat and just, like, got comfortable real quick.
Attached to this meat.
Yeah. I'm a quantum link with this, real quick. Like, spend a few years on this earth.
For sure. Create some shit.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna leave our voice.
Yeah, leave something behind. I think that's. I mean, obviously,
we're forever living. Yo, picture this. 200,000 years from now.
Yep.
The internet's still up. We still have a website being paid for from a corporation we built to forever last. This voice, right? Like, my voice is forever. I'm alive forever.
Yeah, dude.
I'm talking to someone
as long as
right
the
now.
internet's around, we're good.
Yeah.
Also, what I was talking about was with Mom is that I forgot what philosopher, but they were talking about this, like, another dimension where there's, like, perfect shapes, and basically the idea that no matter what you do, it's putting basically an imprint on the universe.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, like, a human may not remember us forever, but the universe does. Like, whatever we do,
for sure,
is like actively.
The experience is remembered.
Yeah, it's like a memory. Like, everything has memory, even the universe. And dude, think about these molecules. Like, actually, like, think about, like, the molecules that we're made up of, and then what we're doing with them. Like, we like bring them to show, like,
whoa, yeah,
like, hey molecules, look at this mountain.
Yeah. Or like a concert, like, hear these vibrations.
Yeah, exactly. Like, feel this vibe. Like, yeah.
That's what music's biggest thing is. It's like just waves.
Vibes. Yeah. Vibration. That's what vibe stands for.
Yeah.
Vibrate is like.
Wow. I feel okay saying it now.
Vibes, man.
Vibes.
Yeah, because, I mean, as cheesy, as corny as it is, we literally are vibrating molecules.
That's great.
Dude, a neutrino. This will probably be the last thing before we head out, but
for sure.
There's this stuff called aerogel, and it's the lightest. It's the most ghost-like. Material known to man. They create it, and it literally looks like a ghost in your hand, and it's a solid thing. But what they do is they drag it through comet streams to catch particles in it. And I guess my point about this is that those particles, they barely even see that thing as solid, even though it is a solid object, and so they get caught in it. But neutrinos are these molecules, or these, like, I don't know what it is technically, but they're traveling through space. But guess what? The Earth isn't solid to them. They pass through the Earth. Neutrinos. They pass through the Earth as if it wasn't there.
Well.
Yeah. I don't even know what my point on was with that, but dude, they literally just pass right through.
Bro, shit like that's happening. We ain't got no answers.
We ain't got no answers. Literally none.
None, bro. I don't. Yeah.
None, dude. We think we're so fucking smart. Technology, no, dude, we're so unadvanced.
I pretend I know nothing.
We're primitive.
I literally pretend, like, what's that yellow flower?
Think about how
there?
advanced we are. We're primitive, bro.
Whoa.
Primitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks.
With that said,
we're going to wrap up. Peace out.
Peace out.
Catch you later. Alrighty, folks. That was our episode for today, and our sponsors are Morse Block Deli. You know where to catch them by now. Barry, Vermont, North Main Street, and Madera Outdoor. Get yourself a hammock, a wooden watch, a hat, a pillow, whatever you want. And with that, we will catch you next episode. Stay fresh.